Hey, what's up? All right, we're going to look at a play from the Lions game and a play from the Raiders game. Probably games that people do not want to revisit. I want to point out something from Love from these past two games that is something it seems like he can improve on. Something built into this offense, the way they like to do it with all these ISO routes. So I just want to say first off, I like Jordan Love. I like some of the stuff he's shown so far. Obviously, some room for growth. This seems like one of them. So the way the Packers structure the offense, we'll look at this play, then we'll run it back and talk about it and do the same thing with the other one. The way the Packers structure a lot of their offense is they'll do a lot of kind of very kind of heavy looks to one side. You've got kind of the three over here, kind of out of a weird look. I can't remember if they motion and then ISO backside. They'll do this with trips. They'll do a 3x1. They'll do quads. They'll do kind of a 4x1 with a guy in motion. They say a 3x1 because then you'll have a running back in the backfield. And the entire idea, a lot of it is you've got a concept. We'll split it down the middle. We'll just because he's the only guy over here right now. He's the only eligible receiver on this side of the field. You've got a concept. We'll run through all this, then we'll get back to it. But I think it's gonna be like a vert, and then you've got I don't know, flat, and then a blocker, something like that. Then you got like the setup for this little thing over here. So you've got the concept over here, 3 to 4 man concept to one side, and the backside you've got an ISO route. Here it's going to be a slant, usually based on coverage. You can go one of two ways. You can go slant. You could also, if you want to break that guy down, you can do a go. So you usually have a couple different options there. A lot of times you'll see that slant. So concept, slant, and then you'll make that decision either pre-snap or immediately post-snap. You'll say, do I want to read the concept out or do I like my one-on-one matchup? It's a good way to kind of isolate guys to one side. You can see which way the defense is leaning, and then you can just say, again, do I want to, what do I like? Do I like my ISO? If I like my ISO, if I like the man-to-man option over there, I'm going to go ahead and take it. Hit my back step. I'm going to throw that. I like what I have over there. It's a good, easy answer for that. If I don't, I'm not going to look at it again. I'll look off of it and read out the concept. 1, 2, 3, 4, bang, bang, bang. 1, 2, whatever you want to do, whatever the read is over there. So this is either a 1 or it's nothing. And then this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, or that's nothing. It's basically how you want to look at it. So on both of these, he is going to take the ISO. He's going to and we'll look at this again. I think he's going to take the ISO. He's not going to throw it. He stops, he looks, he doesn't throw it. This one ends up in a sack. And this is just one of those. I didn't look at this during the Lions game because it felt like a blip, but then it happened again in the Raiders game, and I was like, this seems like something weird. Not sure why this is. I don't know that anyone's asked him about it. I've not heard answers about it. It's 2 plays across 2 games. Ultimately, who cares? This just seems like something. The way the offense goes, this is something. It seems like will be a point of emphasis. Get to improve on this. These are some easy completions if you like the matchup. And Love clearly did, and I think the read was right both times. Like the feel was right there. You've got what looks like kind of this quarters look here, these 2 pinch safeties, which means these guys, like you're going to fall off, you're going to match stuff, which means you've got the linebackers to the inside, but they're offset, right? You'll get this a lot here with these looks because you've got the heavy look over here. You got 1, 2, 3, and then you got 4 in the middle there. So you've got the safeties kind of leaning that way, the line, so they're tilted over there. You've got this guy here. I'm fine that he likes the matchup. So you're going to take that matchup there with a slant. The only complicating factor here is going to be, as we'll see on this, sometimes you would see when Rodgers was here, Rodgers would rely a little too much on this, just fine, because it was Devontae Adams on the backside. Usually that's fine. But teams would sometimes know when that was coming. So you'd get that linebacker creeping underneath. And so if you're stepping that, you got the 3-step and you're looking, that linebacker can sometimes be a problem. It's not a problem here. Just saying that is something that can creep up here. So we're going to see he likes that matchup. This guy's backing up. Run the slant underneath. Bang, bang, bang. I like it. We'll see this from the backside here. He's converging now, but he was backing up. You've got a linebacker over here taking care of that. You got safeties kind of slanted. You've got block out here. You got a nice big throwing lane. From the looks of it, he read this correctly. I like my one-on-one matchup. I'm hitting my 3rd step. I'm going 3rd step. You can see him right there. Feet on the ground, loading up, ready to throw, backing up. You got a guy that is driving on this, but if you put the ball here, that's a completion. You've got that. It's 2nd and 13 right now. You take that, you're not getting all of it back, but you're getting a decent chunk of it back. You put yourself on a manageable 3rd down. That's what you want to do. That is because where they snap that ball, like the 15. So if he catches it, got some space in front of you there, you're looking minimum 7, 8 yards. That's if he's tackled like nearly immediately. That's pretty good. Instead, then he moves off of it. He says he doesn't like it, and he goes down. So we'll look at this from the backside. So again, it's I'll say it's very easy for me to say this sitting here in my chair watching this film at this point, weeks after the game. But it is something. It seems like he made his decision. He made the right read, just for whatever reason. Bang, bang. Look at that. Look at that. Nice, clean throwing lane. No one can even get their hands up. He's trying to loop around. He touches it, looking to loop around, but he's not there yet. Love doesn't see him. Love's not looking that way. Got the linebackers here. Everything's lining up perfectly. And you're going to see him on the drop. He's looking at Anzalone. He sees. He's looking that way. He's got the safety in his view. I don't know if he's feeling pressure that's not there because the Lions were pressuring him all day or what. Just that seems like one. Just rip that sucker, man. Just rip that. All right. To the Raiders game. Same thing. A little more extreme this time. You've got, again, the 3-by-1 with the running back here. You got the 2 high, playing off. Linebackers kind of that. We're going to run this forward a little bit more and see this a little bit more. You're running a slant. Backside ISO slant. Again, second and long. The last one was what? Second and 17? Something like that. This is second and 11. We're going to have, he's looking. Yeah, corner backing off. You had one, this was one to rotate up. You've got those sitting back there. You've got Watson. It's Watson over here. So you got the threat of speed, right? You got this guy's playing off. This guy's over here. If Watson goes to take off, you've got the bracket here. They're paying attention to him. That's good. That means you got nice, easy underneath completion. You got 5 here. Look at this. Bang, bang, bang. He's good. Move off. Scramble. Throw it away. It stinks. All right. He tries to fit into someone that's not really open. All right. What do we got? Bang, bang. Look at this. We'll see this again from the other side. Now, maybe it's a little muddier. We'll see it from the backside. Foot planted. He's loaded. Looks like he's got a pretty decent lane. We'll see what happens there. You've got space. He's playing outside. Linebackers tied to the middle. He's playing over the top in case Watson goes deep. You've got this kind of deep drop here. So in this 2 high look, Watson's there. It looks like you fire that sucker in there, man. He's made the read. He found his mismatch. He liked it. For whatever reason, he moves off. And then the problem with this stuff then too, so if you choose the ISO, again, I kind of mentioned at the beginning, it's one side or you never look back to that side. If you're going ISO, you can go back to the other side, but it's muddier, right? Because the concept, you've got a 3 to 4 man concept on the right side. You want to read that out. You're looking down the middle, then you're seeing what is the defense doing? Okay, I'm going my 1 to 2 to 3. You're reading that on the drop back. Well, if you've chosen the ISO and you've got 3-step, and then you don't like it suddenly, you got to move back. But now you're to the other side of the field, and you don't necessarily know what's going on over there. Now you go on 1 to 2 to 3, but then you don't have your steps lined up with that as part of it. So then you have to go into creation mode. He has to do that. You don't know what the drops of the linebackers are. You're not entirely sure what the backside safety is doing after you read him. You got a good feel of it. And so you've got tunnel vision on the ISO side of the field. I say tunnel vision. That's not a bad thing. That's a perfectly fine thing in this sense. But then when you go back to the other side of the field, the picture has changed on you. You've got to reset yourself. It's not in the rhythm of the offense. It's not. And so that's why it's kind of a one side or nothing. You're either throwing that quick ISO or you read out the concept, and you're not really doing one or the other. You're not doing both. You're doing one or the other. So we're going to look at this from the backside. And I was talking a lot, but I do feel like it's important. And also I talk a lot, and you should probably know that by now. So we will have, again, he's going to be throwing over here, or not throwing over there. That's where Watson is going to kind of come into view. We'll see what that guy in the middle is doing. Bang, bang, bang. So this one, you can make a case if you want. Bang, bang. Okay, he's ready to throw once that foot hits. He's ready to load. You've got, again, we know you've got off coverage over here. You got Watson coming. You've got linebacker tied down. I don't know, man. It seems like you can throw this. Maybe he's afraid this guy's going to bat it down, but he doesn't have his head up. Right now, he's engaged on a block. He is not looking to bat this down. You get that sucker out quick as he's ready. I don't necessarily think you have a problem there. If you want, drop down 3/4. You can drop that down a little lower. So you can still fit it over there, which you've seen Love do. So, I don't know. This, to me, again, both of these, and again, this is not a knock on Love. I like Love. I think Love will be fine, ultimately. We'll see if ultimately that take is true or not, but I think for the most part, as is evidenced here, I think on both of these, is the right read, the right call. His eyes are going to the right place. For whatever reason, he's not pulling the trigger. So I don't know if this is a again, you could make a case on the second one as far as like it's a little muddier in terms of the passing lane. Maybe that's why he didn't want to do it. But that's the first one, especially, and then it came up because the second one came up as well. The idea of I read the ISO, I like the ISO, I know what happens if I don't throw the ISO. Then I have to go back to the muddy concept side, and I don't know what's going on over there. I've committed to the ISO. It looks good enough for me to throw it. Back foot's there, set the throw. I don't throw it. Again, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if he's answered these questions. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. I'm sure there's a good reason why he's not doing that. So I don't know if that's again trust thing. Maybe he felt the pressure in the Lions game for whatever reason. But it's one of those things I would like to see. They're going to keep doing this. The structure of the offense is they are going to keep having these opportunities. They like doing this. Matt LaFleur likes having the overload concepts to one side, ISO to the backside. I'm perfectly fine with that idea. If you're going to go with the ISO, you got to go with the ISO, man. Once you hit that step and you like that look, don't be afraid to fire that in there. So I don't know if it's a trust thing or what, but just something interesting that that it seems like Love has had a few issues with over the beginning part of the season here, and something he can improve on. And if he improves on that and he's able to hit that backside ISO, that changes how the defense plays, and that opens up a whole bunch of other stuff, and also gets you some easy yards in the process if you like that ISO. So just something to keep an eye on going forward. I hope you all enjoy this. I will talk to you later.